Hello, Ma'am Elenita. I'm Michael G. Fabian from BSED English 1B. Today, I will answer the following questions in Module 7, Linguistics 2. First, I will discuss the outstanding contributions of the following individual in linguistics. Let's start with Aristotle. For him, the study of language has always had two kinds of practitioners, the practical and the theoretical linguist. Aristotle was no doubt the first theoretical linguistics in addition to being the first in many other subjects, but he also contributed essentially to the development of practical linguists. Robert Lott. His famous contribution to the study of grammar may have been his tentative suggestion that sentences ending with a preposition, such as "What did you ask for?" are inappropriate in formal writing. This is known as preposition standing. In what may have been intentional self-reference, Lott used that very construction in discussing it. This is an idiom which our language is strongly inclined to. It prevails in common conversation and suits very well with the familiar style in writing. But the placing of the preposition before relative is more graceful as well as more perspicuous and agrees much better with the solemn and elevated style. Two others had previously expressed this opinion, the earliest known as John Dryden in 1672. Sir William Jones, he is particularly known for his proposition of the existence of a relationship among Indo-European languages, his contributions to linguistics and inspiring Western interest in the study of India remain significant advances in our understanding of our common heritage as the family of humankind. Ferdinand de Saussure credited with establishing modern linguistics. Saussure was one of the founders of structuralism. According to him, linguistic entities are parts of a system and are defined by their relations to one another within said system. Saussure introduced structuralism in linguistics, making a revolutionary break in the study of language, which had till then been historical and philosophical. Number 2. In the process of language acquisition, the caregiver is the stimulus given to the child, who babbles and coos as a response. Thus, reinforcement occurs and the child is patted or cares when he speaks. Then he forms language-producing habits. It supports the ability of a child to communicate and express and understand feelings. It also supports the child's thinking ability and helps them develop and maintain relationships. Language development lays the foundation for the reading and writing skills in children as they enter and progress through school. Define, describe, or explain the following. A. Romance languages. The Romance languages, less commonly referred to as Latin languages or Neo-Latin languages, are the various modern languages that evolved from Vulgar Latin between the 3rd and 8th centuries. They are a subgroup of the Italic languages in the Indo-European language family. B. Germanic languages. Germanic languages is a branch of the Indo-European language family. Scholars often divide the Germanic languages into three groups: West Germanic, including English, German, and Netherlandic, or Dutch; North Germanic, including Danish, Swedish, Icelandic, Norwegian, and Faroese; and East Germanic, now extinct, comprising only Gothic and the languages of the Vandals, Burgundians, and a few other tribes. C. Indo-European languages. The Indo-European languages are a language family native to the overwhelming majority of Europe, the Iranian Plateau, and the northern Indian subcontinent. Letter D. Sino-Tibetan, also known as Trans-Himalayan in a few sources, is a family of more than 400 languages, second only to Indo-European in number of native speakers. The vast majority of these are the 1.3 billion native speakers of Chinese languages. Number 4, explain the following. So first is the Grimm's Law. Grimm's Law defines the relationship between certain stop consonants in Germanic languages and their originals in Indo-European. These consonants underwent shifts that changed the way they are pronounced. B. The Great Vowel Shift. So the Great Vowel Shift was a series of changes in the pronunciation of the English language that took place primarily between 1400 and 1700, beginning in southern England and today having influenced effectively all dialects of English. Number 5, discuss the history of English language. So first is Old English. So Old English is a language also called Anglo-Saxon, language spoken and written in England before 1100. It is the ancestors of Middle English and Modern English. Scholars place Old English in the Anglo-Frisian group of West Germanic languages. Four dialects of the Old English language are known: Northumbrian in northern England and southeastern Scotland, Mercian in central England, Kentish in southeastern England, and West Saxon in southern and southwestern England. B. Middle English language. So Middle English language is the vernacular spoken and written in England from about 1100 to about 1500, the descendant of the Old English language and the ancestor of modern English. C. Modern English, or sometimes called New English or NE. ME, as opposed to Middle English and Old English, is the form of the English language spoken since the Great Vowel Shift in England, which began in the late 14th century and was completed roughly in 1550. Early Modern English or Early New English is the stage of the English language from the beginning of the Tudor period to the English Interregnum and Restoration, or from the transition from the Middle English in the late 15th century to the transition to Modern English in the mid to late 17th century.